What's going on, everyone, everywhere? Welcome back to another video, man. Make sure you like and subscribe, share the video out, and all that other good stuff. Look, I messed up the take, I get it, but forget it. We gonna come back to it. So, look, as you know, we got the new bow, the Wish Keeper. Cool, amazing looking bow. I love the backstory. Love that they doing like a father's love and all that. You know what I mean? That's sick, man. I support that for sure. So. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and make a build. I kind of already had a build like this before, and I was just using the Quicksilver Storm. I don't have it in my inventory right now. The Quicksilver Storm. We're gonna be using Foretracer exotic helmet here, just so we get that ×4 weapon surge. Okay, we're gonna amplify this damage on up. Now, if you don't know, this bow can do a couple of different things, right? You see the exotic trait here and its intrinsic trait here. Okay, so pretty much you do increase damage to suspended targets. You get faster draw times when you hit a suspended target. And it doesn't matter how they got suspended from any source. So the us being 100, we can do an incendiary slam, or we jump in the air and slam down on them and suspend everything in the area. Or we can throw a shackle grenade and suspend them that way. Or with this other intrinsic trait here from this exotic, where precision hits and final blows generate energy towards a snare weaver arrow that can be fired from the hip. Now you need 5 precision hits. I think it's like 2 precision kills or something like that. Two some names. I think it's like 2 precision kills. Don't quote me though. Or you just need to get, regular final blows, so regular kills. On impact, the snare weaver arrow creates a pattern of traps. Makes like this, I'm not really sure what to call it. You probably ever seen it before though. Pretty much it makes this big like pentagram looking thing with cross sections and whatnot. It's kind of like the trip mines, where if any enemy crosses the line, they get suspended in the air. They can be resuspended in the air. This does work on tormentors. It does work on most lower tier, I say, bosses, or what's considered bosses. Works on champions. It's very, very good. Okay, works on all the trash mobs and whatnot. And there's other traits that you can put in addition to this bow that we currently don't have on lock, because I need to, do more missions and get the rest of the stuff that you can craft for this bow on up. So other things that this bow can do is have vorpal weapons, so you do more damage to like champions and all the bosses and whatnot, which is one of its lacking points. It doesn't do as much damage. It does do a better amount when you suspend them, but that's why we have the Foretracer implement in this build. Also, you can do where you're suspend from this, since it does not actually stack. If you didn't know, it does not stack with, it's over here. Yep, thread of continuity. So the increased suspend duration from this does not stack with this bow at whatsoever at all. This bow suspends from the snare weaver will be about 10 seconds long, and there's a perk that can make it even longer. I think it's like 12 or 15 seconds. If I'm not mistaken. There's another one where it has more of those lines. So you can, in theory, suspend more enemies, because if you run out of lines, let's say you throw into a pack of ads, most of the ads will get suspended up, but some of them won't. With that perk, pretty much all of them will be suspended up. Like, you'll throw out so many that you'll have a good amount. And yeah, the other ones is hatchling, which with the seasonal mods that we have here, like unraveling target, occasion spawns a thread lane, plus you can always throw in the strand final weapon blows, creates a thread lane. Now these do stack, if you didn't know. It's thread of rebirth plus the seasonal artifact mod. So the horde shuttle, both of them do stack. So if you get both to proc at the same time, it actually spawns 2 thread lanes, which is very good and helps us weapon out and damage as well. But nonetheless, we're suspending stuff. You kind of see what we got going on here. In terms of our actual build, you see we got that gambler's dodge to get our melee back. I like triple jump. I know other people like strafe jump. I like triple jump. 30 spikes, only one available. Shack grenade, so we can do the suspend. Widow Silk, so we have 2 Shackle Grenades, and a Whirling Maelstrom. Come on, Rostian Shurikens all day. Come on, now I'm Naruto on this bad boy. Thread of Warding, Thread of Continuity for our Shackle Grenades, not for our bow because it currently does not stack. Thread of Generation, so we can get more grenade energy when we deal damage. Mind you, we're doing increased damage from all the suspends, so just dealing that increased damage to get our suspend stuff back. It's just, you know, Harmony. You kind of see it. Now this one is kind of your free slot, as you see here. I like the Threadling Chance just in case. Some other stuff that you can have, since you do have the seasonal artifact mod, you can definitely do something like Thread of Evolution, so that your Threadling does more damage and goes further. You can also do something like the Thread of Transmutation, just to make sure you have Tangles at that point. But I feel like this is not always the best thing to do, especially in higher tier content. You're not always going to have Woven Mail at 100% of the time. So that's just that, first of all. Second of all, with the seasonal artifact mods, the fact that you can get a Tangle from the unraveling rounds from collecting the orb anyways is pretty much going to give you this for free, so there's no real point. Another thing that I would personally recommend is Thread of Fury, where damaging with the Tangle, mind you, Whirling Maelstrom is a Tangle that lingers around essentially and does more unraveling and all that to targets. And when it keeps doing that damage, you get your melee energy back slowly but surely, kind of like Monte Carlo kind of deal. It's pretty good. It's fairly consistent in having your melee back, so I'll just throw it out. Now, some of you always have for a nice like quality of life, I would say, is Thread of Ascent. You know, throwing your grenade, reload your weapons, and grant you some airborne effectiveness and handling for a short duration. Also gives you plus 10 mobility, which helps you with that strafe speed and your base jump. So yeah, that's also good there. But in terms of the remaining weapons, just because this weapon does do a little lackluster in damage at times, especially if you do not have Foretracer always procced for the times for weapon surge, or if you do not have stuff suspended, this bow does not actually do that much damage. Wishender is definitely going to do more damage than this bow. Keep in mind, Wishender inherently, since it is kinetic, it's going to do 15% more damage anyway, so there's that. But yeah, so to compensate that, especially on more boss DPS scenarios, we have the Eremite here with Ambitious Assassin, since we are having to get, you know, 5 non-precision kills or 2-ish precision kills, you know, multiple hits, whatnot. We should have more ammo in our current magazine for that reserve burst, get more damage out on our fusion rifle here. It's a good all-around damage. Something else that you can do is like the water fight. I have a better roll than this. That's a Vorpal weapon, I think like Danger Zone or something like that. So you can definitely do something like that one, or you know, Frenzy and Spike Grenades. You can do Indebted Kindness for a nice sidearm. I love this new sidearm, the Rocket Guided frame. As you see, I got Impulse Amplifier and Bolt Shot. Absolutely amazing. I want the same roll on this glaive, and it will be insane. But yeah. Then as our heavy option, since we want to keep it strand, I kind of have this linear fusion, which is okay, but it's not all that. I do like the golden tricorn on it though. That 50% increased damage on top of our 35% increased damage. Or was it 25? Yeah, but it's just nice to pair with. But also this Cataphract grenade launcher with bait and switch is absolutely insane. And the fact that we're gonna be using our primary ammo bow for the most part in the first place, we should pretty much always have ammo for the other 2 weapons to do that more sustained boss DPS. Now, if you definitely want to have Thread of Ascent on, if you don't have, let's say, Ambitious Assassin or anything like that for this grenade launcher here, or even, you know, the auto-loading holster. That's what I was looking for. If you don't have it, just so you can quickly get more out of your bait and switch, since you do have a limited timer on that right there. Now, in terms of our actual mods, you can kind of come over here. We have a harmonic siphon. We're going to be using the bow primarily. We can use the GL and whatnot as needed, especially when we need to burst something down, maybe a champion or whatnot. We can go ahead and burst that bad boy on down. Now, we got heavy ammo finder, so we can have more and more heavy ammo. It's kind of just self-explanatory there. Heavy ammo scout just help team out. Now, if you don't want to use heavy ammo scout, you can definitely throw in another harmonic siphon, or you could potentially, depending on what your mod setup is looking like, is throw in something like from the seasonal, where it says flame, fiber, and freeze, so you get the solar and strand, aka your fusion rifle here, and your other 2 weapons. Okay, so that is very good to have. Now, in terms of our arms, we're going to have grenade kickstart. Just got a little bit of increase back from our grenade when we do throw our shock grenade, since it does have a very long cooldown. You can kind of see in reference to everything else, this has 2 minutes 30 seconds. It's the highest one out of the 3, so it's kind of on that front. Then we have impact induction, since especially if we have where our tangles give us melee energy back. Impact induction is fantastic. Even with our Gamor's dodge, it's still fantastic. We just throw our melee out, get a good chunk of our grenade energy back, and be able to constantly do it. I have fastball here because sometimes that shock grenade is a bit slow. It does have to do an impact and then suspend enemies from there, as it disperses with the separation that does. So just having fastball allows that suspend to happen a bit quicker, can get you out of a stickier situation, can suspend that barrier champion or whoever else you're trying to suspend up in a pinch, as well as let you throw further very much quicker. So it's just good all around there. Then mods, pretty much whatever the content addresses for. I would just say do 2 like, you know, the threat, and 1 of something else that's going to hit you, you know, whatever the case may be. In terms of leg armor mods, we really don't need anything too, what's the word I want to look for, too much here. Definitely because we're on strand, recuperation is definitely a must. So we actually have a way to heal ourselves, especially when we're generating orbs from the harmonic siphon. I like to do absolution and orbs of restoration if I'm really just trying to spam out a lot of shackle grenades. But if I am struggling on ammo for whatever reason, I'll definitely take out absolution here for the all, and just keep it on orbs of restoration, and just go ahead and get a scavenger mod, maybe a harmonic cipher, or if we are running on fusion rifle ammo for whatever reason, do a solar scavenger as well. Okay, or strand scavenger. I think it's a cipher. My apologies, y'all. And then for our cloak, we're gonna have our bomber, excuse the dog in the background, our Reaper mod, and then distribution. I know some people like to do time dilation even on builds like this with Foretracer, but there's no point. Time dilation doesn't, from what I saw on the side of the screen that it tells you the timer, did not make the timer last any longer. If anything, it's just gonna help your grenade kickstart, but you should have charges pretty regularly, especially from the Reaper mod, as it is. Okay, so you should be good there. Now in terms of our stats, you kind of see what I'm working with. We're always going to have 100 resilience as a must-have. To make sure we can throw out more and more shackles, let's get that 100 discipline as well. I just now have my recovery up pretty high. Hopefully you get triple 100s with another recovery. Then after that, I would just dump anything else you have into mobility, just to make sure we're able to do that gambler's dodge, to get more melees, to hopefully get more grenades, to spin more enemies, you know, rinse, repeat the cycle. Everything kind of comes together in a nice little harmony with this build here. Now in terms of artifact mods, do not copy the current ones I have selected. This is for a separate build that I was doing, but pretty much you want to go ahead and take what you need to from here. I like to get the, you know, piercing sidearm, especially if I'm going to be using something like that indebted kindness. Then I like to go ahead and do the increased damage to taking the sworn combatants, depending on what I'm doing. Then I like to come over and get the flame, fiber, freeze, so I can get a all together siphon mod. Let's see, the torch can be very good, especially if you have teammates that can make you radiant. And then since you are strand, we can do strand debuffs to then do more damage. So it's just good all around there. Wishing into being is just good. More orbs, more health, more abilities back, all together, just good. Then we want to get unraveling orbs. We're picking up an orb of power, grants our strand weapons, which we have 2 of. Unraveling rounds, which if you hit them with unraveling rounds, we're gonna get a tangle. Tangle then makes more unraveling rounds, you kind of see the cycle that we're going for. And then we also get Dragon's Bite, or defeating, not defeating, my apologies, y'all. Breaking a combatant's shield with a strand or stasis weapon has a chance to suspend or freeze that combatant. Since we're using strand weapons, we're going to be able to suspend more combatants. Suspend allows us to do more damage on the bow. Harmony. Then Horde Shuttle. We kind of already talked about this. On damage unraveling target. With a weapon occasionally spawns a threadling. So this is just good. This is even good just for boss damage and whatnot. Just because it's not kill activated, it's just damage activated. And we can get unraveling this way with this orb mod here, as well as our tangle that we're going to be throwing with the Whirling Maelstrom. Now, something else you can go ahead and get is something like Soul Operative if you're doing a lot of stuff that is solar, or higher end tier PvE, where your team may go down and you might be the last one to take advantage of the solar operative. Okay, solo operative, my apologies. Argent Ordnance, you can definitely get if you are going to use a rocket. You can definitely use a strand rocket. What was it called? Let me see. Don't mind my ball, y'all. Don't know me. Don't be all up in my business now. Strand rocket. This one right here. The semi, I don't know how to say that, but anyways, I like to get it with impulse amplifier and the explosive light. That's my perfect roll. Impact casing. The reload speed on this is very, very good with the impulse amplifier. So yeah, you can also use this weapon here. It's also a good one. Then you don't have to kind of rely on the slow charge rate of the Aramite. You can kind of just use that as more total damage there. But it's completely on you and how you want to go ahead and customize the build to your liking, how you see fit for your playstyle, for the activity that you're taking part in, whatever the case may be. This is all around a very good build. High-end PvE, mid-tier, even low-tier PvE. It's just good all around, okay? It's definitely a PvE build. Don't really try this PvP. There's a version of this build that you can try for PvP. But if this video does well, I'll put out that video as well, and we go through it. You know, I've been doing some trials here and there, but your boy been winning. So hey, we definitely throw out that video right there for you, okay? But no, without further ado, make sure you like and subscribe. Share the video out. Let me know in the comment section down below how you like the build, what any kind of critiques or criticism or changes you will make to the build, alterations, whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comment section down below. Let's see how we can make the build perfect as could be. I think this build is pretty much perfection right here for the best what we got to work with and all that. So yeah, without further ado, peace and shalom.